The story begins with the city of Warfang under siege by an army of apes. Through the perspective of a young individual running away from any danger, a road of destruction is in view. The youngling breathes heavily as he sees buildings fall and flames spread. As the youngling reaches a corner, he witnesses an explosion through a wall with those apes stepping out of it, one spotting the youngling. In fear, the youngling turns the corner, but discovers it to be a dead-end alleyway. The youngling turns around to see a group of apes surround him, the youngling backing up slowly, unable to think of a way out of his situation. Just as the apes were about to pounce, a stream of flames comes down from above, creating a wall of fire between the youngling and the apes. As the wall of flames dissipate, a large orange dragon lands down, the youngling looking up in awe at the legendary warrior. Ignitus! What are you doing here? Your general has fallen by fire, and you shall as well. The youngling looks away as Ignitus breathes a torrent of flames onto the ape group, destroying them, hearing nothing but their screams. As the screaming dies out, the youngling looks up to see Ignitus looking down on him with a gentle expression. You've been through quite the ordeal. Your parents? The youngling hesitates for a moment. Gone. I see. Tell me, what is your name, youngling? That day changed my life forever. On that day, the darkness that plagued our lands had been defeated, and so we thought it was a call for celebration. However, the remains of the Dark Armies refused to back down, despite their leader being no more. On that day, it was official. The war that took our families had far from ended. In the city of Warfang, the 10-year-old youngling, voiced by Quentin Flynn, is running through the halls of the main building. Oh yeah, my name's Pyra, by the way, and this is my story. Pyra arrives at a door after walking for a bit, cracking it open to see what lied on the other side. Pyra bears witness to Ignitus, voiced by Gary Oldman, Pterodor, voiced by Keith David, Zero, voiced by Jeff Bennett, and Voltaire, voiced by Kelsey Grammer, all convening with each other within the meeting hall. Voltaire, you are to defend the skies with your shock squadron. Pterodor, you and the Quake Brigade stand at the center fold. Zero, you and your Tundra troopers shall carry the rear. You know, I have a great deal of respect for you, Ignitus, but we have yet to take a vote. As valuable as the voting system is, Ignitus is the most strategic soldier in our arsenal. I doubt any of us have any objections to his leadership in this assault. It's not his leadership I question, but how we approach this mission that I do question. If by some off chance the munitions forge has been taken, and the information of this rumored weapon is valid, then perhaps a less conspicuous approach is needed. That would be ill-advised. The Guardians then look toward the entrance door to see Elder Red, voiced by Alfred Molina, already inside and just inches in front of young Pyra standing inches behind Red by the door, with an awkward expression on his face as he looks up to see that Ignitus had eventually noticed him. Pyra? Hi, Master Ignitus. This situation calls for a full-scale assault. If nothing is done, then all is lost to the terror of the skies. Terror of the skies? The successor to the Dark Armies, and no doubt the proprietor of this dangerous weapon. I have been convening with the Dragon Elders myself. We are considering an exodus as a last resort. What? You must see it from their point of view. There is no guarantee this battle will end in victorious, and so we must consider outer realm alternatives. We must think about the future of dragonkind, And what of the future of the inhabitants of this realm besides dragons? In my opinion, their lives are inconsequential compared to our people. I have expressed this greatly over the years. This is why I doubt out the information you had given us about the weapon, Elder Red. Does your doubts still take away from the situation at hand? We are gods among mortals, but we are not immortal. Do you disagree, Ignitus? Ignitus thinks for a moment, pondering the thought of sending dragons away from their homeland. I vote to approve this exodus, should the assault on the munitions forge fail. I vote to refuse such an option. This is our homeland. We should pride ourselves on protecting it. I, for one, vote for the exodus should this assault fail. I wish not to risk the future generation. Ignitus, I beg you to see reason. Do not forsake our homeland. I'm afraid I agree to vote for the exodus. Zero shows a shocked expression, feeling betrayed by Ignitus. This may very well be our final stand. But we have an upper hand in this war, and we cannot lose it. I ask you, my brothers, will you stand with me for one final battle? Despite the tension in the room, the three nod their heads in agreement. Then let us prepare for battle. Meeting adjourned. As the Guardians leave the room, Pyra notices Ignitus approaching Cyril. Cyril, do not fail me in battle, as you have in council, Ignitus. A moment later, Pyra and Ignitus are walking down a hallway through the main building. I've told you a myriad of times, Pyra. My meeting with the Guardians are private. I know, but I knew it meant something was happening. I've been training under you for 3 years since you saved my life. I know my brother would rather I'd live a peaceful life, but I want to fight as a Dragon Knight on the front lines. Yet I'm kept behind the line of battle like a kid. You are a child, Pyra. You may not see it yet, but to be a Battle Squire is the most important role of the Inferno Battalion. All I'm doing is carrying the banner. How is that important in battle? Sometimes battle is not the way to win a war. Just then, a red dragon appears in front of Ignitus and Pyra. Wiser words were never spoken, Master Ignitus. Pyrus? And how has my little brother of a Battle Squire been? For your information, this Battle Squire is going to the volcanic island to help take back the munitions forge. Is this true, Ignitus? Ignitus then looks down, Pyra looking at him knowing that he has yet to approve to come with. Being that the Inferno Battalion is going, we will have need of our Battle Squire. Pyra sighs in disappointment, hoping that Pyra would not be exposed to such danger. Come on, big bro, I'm ready for this. Do not misunderstand, Pyra. You are still only a Battle Squire, and as such will be carrying the banner only. Should things get too hectic, I want you to be ready to retreat and prepare for the exodus. Pyra's expression then turns to one of disappointment. What? So the rumors are true. Why not call upon me for aid? You have a mate and an egg to worry about. If push comes to shove, I wish for you and your family to carry on the next generation. I understand, Master. Pyra looks up in curiosity. Moments later, Pyra, Ignitus, and the Dragon Army are flying toward the volcanic island. Pyra, holding Ignitus' banner on his back, shows a disappointing expression, needing Ignitus, who's wielding a lance on his back as well, to approach him. You seem disappointed, Pyra. Was this not all you wanted? To be flying aside the Dragon Knights of the Inferno Battalion in a great battle. I'm happy to be part of something, Master Ignitus. But why can't I prove myself in battle? What makes a Battle Squire, one who only witnesses battle and not joins it, important? 'Tis not battle that a Battle Squire is meant to give, despite the name, Pyra. It is the hope they bring to their battalion. Hope. As I said before, sometimes battle is not the way to win a war. Then what can if not battle? The inspiration of hope that one can give others. That is what it truly means to be a Battle Squire. I don't understand your words, Master. All I seek is a chance to prove that my flame can burn bright. The ancient creed of the fire dragons. I assure you, Pyra, your flame will burn brighter than most. You need only wait for the moment. Ignitus looks at Pyra with a smile, leading Pyra to smile back, honored at his master's belief in him. Just then, the sound of a volcanic eruption catches the attention of Pyra and company. Everyone looks down to witness the volcanic island. Tundra, Inferno, Quakes, descend! Pyra and company dive down toward the munitions forge, leaving the shock squadron up above to patrol the skies. After a lengthy descent, Pyra and company land on the volcanic island, only to realize that no one is here, not even the inhabitants of the island, known as the Manware Smalls. It's quiet. Too quiet. Keep your wits about you, young Pyra. Suddenly, the wind begins to pick up, leading everyone to look up to the sky, only to witness a giant vortex of dark clouds in it. Just then, a siren scream is heard from the vortex above, catching everyone off guard and forming a shockwave that engulfs everyone. However, everyone appears to be unharmed, but Pyra then notices Ignitus slightly shaking. Master Ignitus, what's wrong? I'm feeling fear. Just then, an army of apes jumps out from underground, ambushing the dragon army. It's an ambush! Stutter! Pterodor pushes back the apes using his tail. Give them no quarter! Zero then freezes the apes surrounding him with his ice stream. Meanwhile, in the sky, Voltaire and his shock squadron notice the commotion and then sets his sights on the swirling vortex over the volcano. To the vortex, shock squadron! We must vanquish whatever horror lies within to aid our comrades. Voltaire and his squadron then fly into the vortex of clouds, now out of view from anyone outside of them. Back on the ground, Ignitus then draws his lance and unleashes it upon the surrounding apes, being able to push many of them back. However, Ignitus looks around to see many of the Dragon Knights afraid for their lives, confusing the Guardians. Ignitus then looks down at his paw, noticing himself shaking. It's as if we're all afraid of something. Pyra then looks up at the vortex, wondering something. I think it was that scream. It scared me, but not in the normal way. Ignitus then looks upward at the vortex. Impossible. Is hope truly lost then? What else can beat fear? Ignitus's words then trigger Pyra to get an idea, followed by him looking at the banner on his back. Hope. Swiftly, Pyra takes the banner off of his back and places it into the ground, Ignitus's banner flying in the wind for all to see. As long as this banner stands, fear will never win! Ignitus and company look on as the banner flies high. Suddenly, the fearful dragons begin to become less afraid as they look on at the banner and take in Pyra's words. Ignitus and the other guardians begin to stop shaking as well. The dragons then begin to fight back against the apes, gaining the upper hand with some of the apes running away. Hope can win any war. Ignitus looks down at Pyra with a smile, as Pyra looks at him with a smile in return. Just then, however, a great roar is then heard coming from the vortex above, followed by a dragon falling down from it, landing in front of Ignitus and Pyra as the battle around them rages on. As the dust clears from the impact, Pyra and Ignitus look on to see Voltaire on the ground, leading them to run up to him. Voltaire, what has happened?
The squadron destroyed.
She truly is a terror of the skies. She? Just then, another roar is heard from the vortex above, followed by a dark purple lightning strike hitting the wall of the volcano, causing a bit of it to collapse. Can you stand, Voltaire? Voltaire then stands up despite his wounds. Just fine. I'm damaged, but not so damaged that my gluteus maximus can kick any more gluteus indomitably. Just then, Cyril and Terador arrive. You know, I never get tired of hearing those words. Pyra looks in awe and worry at the Guardians all conversing during the midst of battle. Perhaps we should retreat. We know not what lies within those clouds. A monstrosity of abstract proportions before my very eyes. But even so, we must not lose the hope we've gained. Yes, Ignitus, your little protege has given us more of a fighting spirit than we've had in a long time. Pyra smiles at hearing Cyril's words. We must not waste it. Ignitus and the Guardians then look up at the vortex. Terador, are you sure you do not wish to return to your mate? You know as well as I do. I want to reunite with her. But I must stay behind so that she can have a future, even if it is beyond this realm. Very well. Then let the Inter-Isle War finally end. The Guardians then fly out toward the vortex, with every intention of vanquishing the enemy that lies inside. Pyra looks up at the Guardians in awe. Suddenly, from the smoke of the collapsed volcanic wall, emerges a giant siege engine weapon made of orichalcum, in the visage of a dragon. The Guardians then look to their side in shock at the weapon. What is that? The weapon Red told us about. The Dragonator. Behind the Dragonator, the rest of the apes of the Dark Armies, led by the General Gaul, emerge to ready the weapon for use, as it begins to charge up. All battalions fall back! Pyra, retreat with them!
But I can help. What about you?
Do as I say. I will store them as best as I can. Ignitus then flies toward the Dragonator, but are then joined by the other three Guardians. We're all in this together. The elements are stronger united. If death awaits us, then it shall be glorious. Despite Ignitus' orders, Pyra is conflicted and stands in place, unable to decide what to do. Pyra then notices an army of apes about to strike at the Guardians with crossbows, leading Pyra to act quickly and fly toward his master. Pyra flies out as fast as he can, until he's finally in range. My training may not be complete, but this should give them a chance. Flash fire! Pyra uses his fire element to unleash a flash of blinding light that causes the apes to miss the Guardians. Ignitus then takes notice behind him. Pyra! Do not let his efforts go to waste. Ready yourselves. As the flash dissipates, Pyra then looks on as the Dragonator is shown to be fully charged. Just then, the Guardians unleashed a combined elemental breath in the hopes of destroying the Dragonator. In an instant, the apes pull back each weapon, only to then throw it forward and unleash a blast of powerful energy. The clashing of the blasts cause a flash of spectral rainbow light that explodes upon impact. Master! The clash of energies causes a massive explosion that engulfs a great many of the battlefield. After mere moments, Pyra awakens, witnessing the destruction the weapon has caused. As Pyra stands up, he looks around to see dragon knights and soldiers still in battle against a few of the apes. Just then, a group of apes pop up to confront Pyra, who begins to have flashbacks of the attack on Warfang, leading him to run away in instinctual fear. Pyra then takes to the air in an attempt to escape any confrontation, as he constantly takes quick and heavy breaths. Was this my dream? To witness the tragedies of battle? No, I'm not brave enough. I didn't realize this reality. I'm not a dragon knight. I'm not worthy, not even to be a battle squire. Master Ignitus!
Where are you?
Pyra then looks down and witnesses a shocking sight. Pyra then lands on a random place in the battlefield, only to find the splintered remains of Ignitus' battle lance. Pyra then begins to shed tears, fearing the worst for his master. Pyra breaks down and lies down in seeming defeat and sorrow. Why? Why am I so scared? Why am I so weak? What difference can some Battle Squire make for the future? How can a Battle Squire like me save lives? As Pyra closes his eyes and seemingly accepts his fate, he then has a flashback to when he was a youngling, talking to his older brother Pyrus. A Battle Squire! A stupid Battle Squire! I put in a year of training to become a Dragon Knight, not a Battle Squire. A Battle Squire just holds up a banner. That's a lot of Battle Squires you're dishing out. Tell me, brother, what do you think the banner represents? Represents? It's just a flag to show we mean business. Nothing too special. Growing up, we've both seen battle as glorious and noble. A way to protect and show our strength. However, you and me both know that in battle, it also means you may not make it back alive. Yeah, those are the weaklings. That's not how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be the strongest Dragon Knight in all the Dragon Realms. You'll see. As difficult as this is to hear, little brother, strength isn't everything. One day you will understand just what it means to hold up that banner. How much hope it gives to the next generation. What are you talking about? We don't care about some flag. We care about being awesome Dragon Knights, becoming heroes. Like I said, back in the present, Pyra continues to lie on the ground. One day you'll understand. Pyra then opens his eyes and thinks back moments to when he inspired the battalions to fight through their forced fear. Pyra then sits up and looks directly at the broken lance. Hope. For the future. Pyra then picks up the broken lance with his mouth. Meanwhile, an army of apes approaches a hilltop, to which they can flank the dragon army. However, the hilltop is then protected by Pyra, wielding the broken lance. What is this? It's just some baby dragon! My name is Pyra. And if you want to get through here, you'll have to get past me! The apes begin to laugh hysterically at Pyra's words. As they continue to laugh, Pyra closes his eyes. Today, my flame burns its brightest. Suddenly, Ignitus' war lance is imbued with Pyra's flame, transforming it into a fire lance, much to the ape's surprise. At the same time, the vortex in the sky drops down as a roar equal to thunder is heard from the vortex. The silhouette of a dragon is seen within. Upon impact with the ground, the vortex would unleash an explosion of clouds imbued with dark purple lightning. Simultaneously, the apes begin to slowly march forward toward Pyra with the intent to kill. Pyra then charges forward, his battle cry shouting toward the heavens, ready to take his last stand against the ape army. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to check out our merch store, buy me a coffee page, and Amazon affiliate link linked in the description and pinned comment below, so you can help us expand the channel and give you guys higher quality content. Also, if you want to check out our original content, be sure to check out the playlists linked in the description below. With all that said and done, I'm JT Anime, and I'll check you guys later.